People see that you're finally standing in your truth and winning. Before, they may have seen you a lot more upset or feeling much more heavy than you are feeling now. And it seems now you've really transformed because you've put in the hard work yourself and you've had the courage to look within yourself and really tackle these wounds here. And you've also managed to put yourself back together and stand in your truth again and continue to, really live your life in a better way. By better, I mean in a way that is so much more healthy than ignoring these feelings or ignoring yourself like most other people do, because to other people it feels far too uncomfortable for them to really face their true feelings, for them to really even face the truth. Most people can't handle the truth. And because you did the hard work and it wasn't easy, you may have had a lot of anxiety, you may have had a lot of challenges in your way that was making it so difficult for you to go for what you really deserve in life. Or you may have had a lot of moments of self-sabotage, a lot of pressure of trying to be perfect, which may have also added to your pain here. But it's like you've come out of that now. And it's like you don't realize it, but you've already sort of completed the quest, or you've completed that part of the quest that was very challenging and made it out to the other side. And so now you are literally in the perfect, and not perfect as in perfectionism, but you're in the right moment and opportunity here to receive everything you've always wanted, provided you never give up and you stay the course. And I'm hearing what you want is just around the corner. So yeah, I wanted to add the quest card also speaks of self-discovery and makes you sort of question the current path that you're on. And also with the perfection card, it speaks of being honest, but then not too honest that you lose your compassion for both yourself and others. Like it says, are you being too hard on yourself and others around you? And it implies that if you're too hard on yourself, then you can't really relax, and other people will feel that energy as well, and they'll want to avoid being around you. But you know what, let me actually just read the booklet, because yeah. So it says, I have the same high standards for myself as I have for others. Raspberry needs no makeup to accentuate her exquisite features, but she wears it anyway. She is a perfectionist. She speaks the truth at all times. Yeah, she's too honest. Believing that she's helping others by sharing her truth. While statements such as your child is overweight are honest, they make others avoid her. Because it lacks compassion. But yeah. Lonely, she seeks the advice of her favorite elderberry, who teaches her that honesty without kindness is cruelty. So it's like you need to be kinder to yourself as well as being kinder to others, but having extremely high standards and telling yourself you can't mess up, you can't do this and you can't do that, just makes your energy very unnecessarily rigid and just like too harsh, and other people can feel that or pick up on that. And like, we all know that person or who take themselves way too seriously, and they make everyone stressed out just by them walking into a room, because you might be thinking, oh, are they gonna have a go at me? Are they gonna say something that I'm doing wrong, or this and that? So like, if you're too much of a perfectionist, you can actually make people feel very self-conscious. Or if you're just insisting on being extremely honest without the compassion to like soften it a little bit, yeah, it's not, it is cruelty basically. Yeah, honesty without kindness is cruelty. So back to the reading, it's like you've learned to overcome all that and heal from that, because perhaps it was coming from feeling insecure, feeling inadequate, or feeling like the world expected so much from you. Yeah. And now, by being a bit softer to yourself and kinder, you've managed to transform this energy, alchemize it, and now you're blessed, you know, and in receiving mode, receiving the good things in life. So now that we've finished looking at your energy in this reading, now we're going to focus on the other people around you and where they're at, because they're so surprised and shocked that you're standing and living in your own truth, and that you're actually doing maybe what you said you'd do, or, you know, they see you really living the life or about to live the life that you've always wanted, and that it was no BS coming from you. And in comparison, a stark comparison, this is them. So we got the Dissipating card, which I'm gonna read the booklet, is so wow. Yeah. And Wisdom card, actually I don't get reversals here, but I strongly feel it's in reverse because it just flipped out like before my eyes as reversed, and I was like, okay, that rarely ever happens. So I'm gonna consider the reversed meaning of this card. And we got Seven of Swords, what's it called? Seven of Cups, that came out in reverse, and the Moon reversed. So these people are obviously very much out of touch with their inner selves. They have not sat down with themselves. They have not done the inner work like you've done. Or if they say they've done that, then they've just done it in a very superficial, very quick way that tries to shield them from as much pain and vulnerability as possible. Whereas you have done like a much deeper work. You may have even allowed yourself to grieve, to release emotions through tears or through anger or whatever it may be that it needs to exit out of your body, right? True healing work. But it seems they're definitely not there yet. But they want everything to just come to them. They want to wait on a lucky chance. You know, they want a shortcut. They want something, the easy way out to be more like you. And it's like, excuse you, you haven't, like, you don't deserve this, you know, you don't deserve the benefits that come with, you know, this amazing life that, wait, I'm rambling, but it's like, I'm when I say you, I'm not talking about you, the viewer. I'm talking about these other people who stay delusional, who stay projecting. So we've got the Moon reversed. They're completely out of touch with themselves, completely out of touch with their intuition, just like wishing upon a star, just daydreaming, but like doing absolutely nothing with their lives to move them forward towards getting what they want, but rather they keep focusing on other people. They keep comparing themselves to others, being jealous and envious, feeling like everyone else is lucky and they're just unlucky. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to read out these cards here, the dissipating and wisdom reversed. So we've got, okay, dissipating. I am more than I think I am. The legend, Canary, a pet bird, has wonderful ideas for an action movie starring his owner, Miss Robinson. They frequently discuss the exciting plot with friends and family. Yeah, they're constantly talking about their dreams and what they want to do. But when they are actually given money to make the screenplay a reality, Canary and Miss Robinson choose to go on a cruise instead. Wow. Like, isn't that what a lot of people do? Or I'm not, okay, I don't want to be taken the wrong way. I'm not trying to be harsh towards other people who have this mindset. Obviously, it's coming from insecurity, it's coming from fear of change or fear of not being able to handle like their dream or whatever it is they wish they could do but don't yet have the courage to act on it. But yeah, it's just like a warning. Try to not fall into this trap. And if you realize, like, if you resonate with this, just realize that time will continue to tick and go on, and you might as well risk it and go for what it is you really want. Like, so either way, even if it doesn't work out, you know you've tried something. Like, you know you've attempted to make your dream a reality, rather than have regrets later down the line by saying, oh, I wish I would have taken that chance, I wish I would have done something more with my life. And no one wants to feel like that. So yeah. When these characters were given money to make the screenplay a reality, Canary and Miss Robinson choose to go on a cruise instead, and for the rest of their lives they talk about their great story and exist in fantasy, not reality. So beware of being imprisoned by the story you tell. Do you intend to do what you say? And this is the thing, like, avoid oversharing with others, because your brain will feel rewarded by that. If you tell other people what you're going to do before you do it, then in your mind, subconsciously, it starts to think, oh, you've already done that. So you're not going to get that sort of hit or that inspiration high, right? And then you're just not going to follow through with your ideas, because you're going to feel like you've already done it. Yeah, so try to avoid falling into this trap. And question yourself, do you intend to do what you say? But it doesn't mean that, because I've fallen into another trap about this, right? It doesn't mean that, just let's say you want to do something one moment, it doesn't mean you really like have to, you force yourself to do it. But it's like, be open to the idea, so that even if you don't decide to do that, then another idea will come and you could choose to do that instead. If that makes sense, yeah. So we also got the wisdom card, but it was reversed. But I'm just going to read what it says here. So, wisdom is knowing the difference between a calculated risk and stupidity. So, one day a young sagebush asks his grandfather how to grow old with wisdom, and the elder answers, we must learn from our mistakes. So yeah, self-reflection is key. Before you worry about something, ask yourself if it will be important in the future. Enjoy your present form as we all change with time. Is there some wise counsel you sought only to ignore it? Are you trying to do things alone? A solution may come from those more experienced than yourself. Stay in the present moment. Don't let your thoughts jump ahead. Do I go with my heart or against it? Am I ready to live in leadership? So it's like, for whatever reason, the people around you are too afraid or too demoralized to actually go for what it is they want. And so they resent the person, most likely you, who is actually doing what they wish they could do on the inside. So it's like, without meaning to or wanting to, you end up triggering these people's shadow selves, because you going after your dreams is actually causing them pain here. And I say that not to say you should just stop and make yourself smaller and shrink yourself. No, you shouldn't. You should go with your heart, live in your truth regardless, because one day these people are either going to be met with two choices. Choose to change some things, face themselves and go with their heart, which is the tougher thing to do, or give up entirely for the rest of their life, settling for less and not achieving their dream. So it's like, you have to go out and do extraordinary things, or the tougher things that are challenging, for you to grow and also self-reflect and learn from your mistakes. But it's like, these people don't even want to start the journey. They're not ready to face themselves. They will come up with any excuse to just avoid looking at themselves. So with people like this, you just can't help. You can't drag them. You can't guide them into choosing better for themselves. You just have to literally just like ignore them, or whatever they feel like they have to say. They might even like try to discourage you in an attempt to make themselves feel better. But when they see you going after your ideas and your dreams anyway, most likely they'll just look at you for like a few minutes with envy, and then they're just not gonna care. They're gonna look away because it's just too painful for them to really see you. And wow, this actually reminds me of a talk video I was thinking about posting here, about how a lot of people, and I've realized a lot of people don't care in the way that we think they do. As in, these haters aren't gonna care like for the rest of their lives, or as intensely as you might think. As in, they'll just look at you with envy for a few minutes, and then, or they might say a few stupid things, and then they'll be forced to look away from you out of pain and avoidance, because they don't want to be reminded of the work they have to do. So being around you, being reminded of you, and just anything to do with you or whatever you do is a painful reminder for them, without you even doing anything. It doesn't matter how nice you are to them, how much you try to play small. If anything, it just makes things worse from my personal experience. So it's like, they're always just gonna feel pain until they get up their butts and do the work.